Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we are playing Seed of Heroes. It is a party based action roguelike type of game, so we are party based. I'm just going to go to the upgrades over here because there is something important to note. The game does have a demo on Steam. I bought the game, so I'm not playing on the demo. This thing called encounter over here really does make a big difference. None of this is available in the demo, so if you're looking to get quite decently far in the game, you do have to buy the game. It is a lot easier than when you're playing on the demo, so just 2 cents on that. These over here gives you 4 extra characters, where in the demo I believe you only have 3. So with that in mind, let's get straight into it and we'll go over things as we work with it. You can see you get far depending, really, I mean, I haven't gone very far. I've played for 23 minutes on one run and we die. It is running based on seed. What that means is all your choices will be the same. So if I had to play on this one over here, all my options and choices every time we level up and things like that would be exactly the same. And therefore, if you thought you were doing well but you were just playing badly and you died, you can retry it and everything would happen the exact same way. Alright, we get a quest over here. It says survive monster raids. 3 of them, sorry, it was like 5. The raids come much later in the round. We'll see them when they do come. And then as you level up, you get to unlock different skills. These all give you different things, like daggers, stab nearby enemies with short daggers. These are magic, so you use fire to burn enemies, and then a crossbow to shoot enemies from far. I like to play a melee-esque type build right now, so we're going to take the daggers because it is short ranged, and since we play with melee characters, and one of the melee characters is actually, it's like a ranged melee, so it's the only ranged character, but they use daggers, shurikens and things like that. I mean, if you think about a character that uses shurikens, think about it, they are ranged, but they're also quite melee. It is a thief or rogue or ninja, so that's one of the classes we will be playing as. And I'm going to show you as you play the game, each character has a hero master class. So we're villager right now. You'll see we get to upgrade it a bit later, but each character has 3 slots. Depending on your class that you pick, those slots will fill up with your treasures, and those will affect your hero classes as well. So if you have the correct weapon for the right class, you will get 10% damage per the correct treasure for that class. So each class has 3, they can have up to 30. We need Frostfang for one of the classes. It says call upon the power of Garm to bite the enemies in front of the hero and apply frozen on enemies. It deals 150% damage, a 6-second cooldown, and it costs 30 MP, which you can see changes depending on the level of the skill. Alright, so our first one, we need the warrior. We need a whole lot of them. Hermit as well is a pretty good one, but we might not go the hermit. For now, we are going to go for the warlord, or we could go, yeah, we'll go warlord. I really like the warlord quite a bit, so we're going to grab that. So if you have a look now, we've got one of the characters in their masterclass, and over here it says we need the warrior's rune spell, the Voland hammer, as well as Mjolnir. And once we get that, we can get its masterclass, and it says heroes of masterclass permanently apply their leadership skill if they are not the party leader. We will get into that as well. We did not get anything good over here, and we can't even reroll, so this is really bad for us. I don't even think I have the stuff for these characters, so we'll just go Tamer, because I know there is a skill that the Tamer uses, but we're not going to be able to masterclass the Tamer, unfortunately. Even if we could, we might not live that long. Alright, we'll go for the daggers, level that up. Now, when we looked at the very beginning at the unlocks, there are some things that you unlock in there, we'll go through it, that are pretty cheap, like a couple of 1,000 gems. Of which, if you get decently far, like 20 minutes, you get about 20 to 30,000 gems. So it's not really too much work to unlock a lot of stuff. You just got to play the game. The achievements, however, for this game are a whole nother story, but let's not get into that now. Okay, every so often there will be a boss fight. The bosses get more life every single time. So in this case, the boss has 5 life. The next time you fight the next boss, it's going to have 10, then 15, 20, like 30, 40, 60, you know, it just keeps going up and up, and they get harder and harder and harder to kill. And you can, if you don't kill them fast enough, actually get more than one boss fight happening at the same time. Now this over here is the part that I was talking. Oh, actually, this isn't the part. We do want Ronin, so that's beautiful. But over here, we defeated a boss and they give us a choice between defense, HP, and attack. These are all things that we purchased in the unlocks. And if you're playing on the demo, or if you haven't unlocked that yet, it just skips that whole phase and you continue playing. So, you know, there's a whole lot of things to unlock. As you can see, it shows you the marking over here to show you that it is for someone. So if we go to the tamer, it actually shows you that you need the Nightwing. And if we click on it and we go there, it now puts the Nightwing there under that, and he gains 10% bonus attack damage from having that support treasure equipped. And then you can see they have their own unique effect. Now if I push F on my keyboard, you can see our cursor goes this funny weird color and starts to flash in a sense. That is our focus button. What that means is now all of our characters are going to be focused on the same place, so they're all going to attack in the same direction. If you want them to attack wherever, then you just turn off by pushing F again, and they'll attack wherever they see fit to attack, except for the main hero, which you've got above your head. Alright, we don't need anything here. Divine Cross isn't for any of the characters that we're going to be playing, so we're going to grab Nightwing again. The Hermit, which was one of the characters we were thinking of taking, it takes that carnivorous plant that we saw there at the very top, but we're not looking at that for today. We will obviously have other videos of all the other characters in the future, because we would love to see some good combos and things like that. But with what I've been playing for recently is all melee physical attack heroes. Warrior is the one that we needed for the Frost Flame. He needs Whirlwind Axe and the Mighty Horn. So we're going to go and try and grab all of those as well. So Carnivorous Seed there for the Hermit, which becomes a Druid. I do like the art style of this game. I don't know how long a typical run lasts before you actually beat the game. I have no idea. I haven't beaten it yet. I've played a good amount of time already in the game, and it looks like the way to beat it is to just live, but it seems to be quite difficult to live. Now we do need Javelin, but because we already have the Warrior, we are going to take the Warrior's Rune Shell there, Rune Spell, and that actually helps the entire team. We'll explain what it does next time we see it. Alright, and you can see this boss had 10 HP, and their attacks are literally the attacks on the floor. They are auto attacks, but if you stand on these red boxes on the floor, you are going to explode and have a chunk of damage dealt to you as well. So a bit scary. You gotta be watching your feet the entire time. Frostfang upgrade over there. And now we killed the boss. We got drop rate, or we've got chance to gain chance for gem mines to spawn 20%, or we get drop rate for the talisman over here, which increases our attack damage as well. So we're going to grab that, and we turn the focus off now because we're not fighting a boss anymore. There are different formations. I only have one unlocked. There's the base one, which is just tail, so everyone stands behind you. Or there's circle, which is the one I got, and I thought, well, since we play melee, having everything quite close to us and attacking in that shape or form is going to be quite useful. We got Frostfang again. We got to level it all the way up. And there we go, we got a class change. Our warrior did evolve into a berserker. What that does now is if I right click, I can go from a chieftain, which was the first character we picked. We can go to a summoner, which summons a unit and increases the damage of all summoned units. We can go to the samurai, which is also a pretty good one. You can just read what it does there. Every 16 seconds we bleed the enemies we hit with the skill. Or the berserker, which deals a pushback, like whirlwind axe attack, every 16 seconds. But we're actually going to go to the knight when we find him. We can actually keep the berserker on for now, but eventually when we do get the knight, we're going to stick to the knight because he gives like a physical damage buff as well as an HP buff to our team. So it doesn't, as long as you get them to masterclass, it doesn't even matter which one's your leader. Here we get the monster raid eventually. I mean, finally, we get raided. There is the final level of the Frostfang. The warrior's rune spell. When warriors use a melee skill, they have a chance to strike enemies with runic magic. I don't know what that looks like visually, but it happens. Alright, so there we go. Survived one monster raid from the quest. So we need to survive 3 of those. They do come quite often. And we get the Lancer now. This is the character we needed the spears for. The javelin, sorry. So hopefully we still see it. There we go, beautiful. We're going to grab it now because eventually we stop seeing these things when we hit a certain level. And I believe that level is 21. So we're closing 2 there. And I think as long as we have it in our inventory, it still gives the attack damage and it still counts towards the master class. It doesn't have to be max level. Just obviously being max level increases the effects of the equipment that you have or the treasures. So reducing their cooldown or whatever effects they have, increase their damage, so on and so forth. So in this case, the javelin, every 6 tiles you move gets down to 5 tiles. The damage then goes up as well from 60 to 70% chance of throwing a javelin, and then from 100% damage to 150% damage. So that's what happens. There's our knight class as well. So the last class we're looking for is going to be the rogue. And it looks like it's going to be a hero type. So we get to pick which one we want, hopefully. And then that sound that you're hearing is us walking into blocks that are like a blocked space block. So you can't actually move through that area of the map. It does become very difficult to survive when you decide to try and not die and you run into those blocks. Alright, Nightwing has been fully leveled. And now we've got the next boss fight. And then that choo noise that you hear, like a lightsaber sound, is us being damaged. And then a lot of visual effects happening. I don't see anything in the game. The only thing I've seen to turn like off is screen shake. Everything else is kind of there. You don't really have a choice on whether or not you want it. But I don't know. We can take a look another time at that. Alright, Javelin now goes from every 5 tiles to 2 tiles. So that's really, really strong. And then nearly over double the amount of damage. So 150 to 350%. When these things go, we're going to go with damage over here again. When they go to their full level, they get a ridiculous amount of damage. So like this is 600%. This is 600%. 350%. It's just a lot of damage. And we finally got our last villager over there. So we're going to go and make them a rogue, if possible, who uses the shuriken, daggers, and so on and so forth. Hopefully we can get a masterclass in this video. That would be really, really cool. But at the same time, I know you guys enjoy it when I die. So we might not. Every 45 seconds, increase all status by 30% for 15 seconds. I'm hoping this is what they mean by status. Yeah, party status. So that's actually really, really cool. And then if you want to know if it's actually going or being activated, you just look there at the very top. It shows you what's being activated and when. So you just got to look for the image of a potato, and then you'll know that it has been activated. Or maybe this is more automated than the actual treasures, the other ones. Alright, we found a whirlwind axe. A large axe circles around the hero, applying bleed to enemies, and it's 300% damage from the very start. So that's a huge amount. Pretty big amount of damage, and we succeeded with another one of the monster raids. I do need some healing. These enemies that say danger on them, usually like there, they just actually dropped food for us, which we can then use to heal ourselves. Alright, the axes just went to 600% damage. That's massive. Maybe try and get that as many times as possible now, get it to like max level. I don't actually think I've got it to max level before, so maybe that's a good idea. Generally, I just try and get everything that I need to get to a master class. Like I mentioned, if you are playing this on the demo, very fun, but much more difficult because you don't have this many characters or classes to have. You've only got the like 3 or 4. And it really does make a very big difference when you're playing with more. Alright, we want the rogue over here. And then if we go and click there, it hasn't changed to the rogue yet. Let's just wait, there we go. And you can see the rogue has the daggers. We will eventually get to the heavy shield as well as the butcher's knife, but they are a higher level item, so you don't see them in the very beginning. They're also a single level item, so you only have to get them once, which is pretty good. And then this blue stuff that purple stuff, sorry, a little bit colorblind there, sorry guys. The purple stuff that you see on the floor that we pick up over here is your meta progression currency. So by picking that up, you get stronger when you die. Here is the heavy shield, fantastic. There's a treasure goblin. Perfect, blows up into a whole lot of that currency. And next boss. Treasure chests as well, like the one over there that you saw us passing. Generally, it's either like a booby trap, or it just gives you some of the meta progression crystals that we need for leveling our meta progression. Meta progression, you can buy new classes, you can buy new weapons for the classes, for their master classes, or you can buy things like those apples and stuff that make us stronger as well. So there's a whole lot that you can buy. There's the butcher's knife, which is great. That just makes it so that the elite monsters now drop more, have a higher chance of dropping HP when they die. So they can, or have a chance now to drop health, which you do need, of course. And a nice big explosion over there for us. Alright, this is another thing that you get from meta progression. It's called Mesenjord. I hope I said that right. My Norse mythology isn't very good. But it adds 1 instance to heroes' melee skills. We are only playing on melee. Melee. No, it's melee, guys, not melee. Melee's corn in South Africa. But there we go. Thieves' gloves we don't need. Whirling axe, 600% damage. That's huge. 1 more level for it to be maxed and we won't see it again, which is also fantastic. Because then we know it's full. And we just need to live 1 more raid. And we get... oh, there we go. Speaking of... done. And we should get something else. There we go. Parties attack. Plus 3% for each brave or sense character. For each wisdom or expert. Or for each faith and inspire. As you can see, we've got a lot of the brave characters. So it just makes sense to go for the Mighty Stone over there. I do want to see how it says we're on 178%. So if we grab that, we're now on 212%. So it definitely gave us a lot over there. Okay, there is the 1100 damage with an 8-second cooldown. That is massive damage coming in from that. That's huge. Okay, we just need to make sure we kill everything else. The one thing I do like about the game, and it's not necessarily something you need to even put in the game, but I do like that this game has it, is that there's a timer in the top right there. So I can see exactly how long it's taken me in this. Obviously it's a bit longer because of things like this, where we're now going and trying to find things. Is the game going to make me take something I don't need here? Okay, we'll just grab the Thieves' Gloves. Adds a 30% chance to gain 50 to 500 gold upon being hit. I think we didn't need to take it. Level 30 is the next breakpoint, or level 31 for the next start to get more upgrades. So more items. I'll show you at the end of the run what I mean by that. Is some items you're only going to find between like level 1 and 15. Then you'll only find them between level X and Y, and so on and so forth. But this is not happening. Okay, this is melee, so we'll just grab the Dark Claw. That's for a different class that we're not using. It is for the Brawler class. They use this as their skill upgrades, their master class upgrades. So, unfortunately not part of our group. We do have the Tamer, but we don't have anything more from the Tamer to use. Be interesting to see if we ever got something. Oh yeah, there's the Valiant Hammer. So there we go, we hit level 31 and we see something new that we never saw before that we actually need on one of our classes. Also, a lot of the stuff you have to buy with the meta progression currency to unlock. Okay, where is this boss? There he is. Activate the focus so that everything can focus it. And look at his life just going down so much. And there's me walking into walls that we can't actually walk into. So one thing about doing it this way is you're not going to be hitting or focusing things around you. So if you're not careful, you can be surrounded. So sometimes having the focus on isn't always the best option. We do find Shadow Blade, so brave and expert heroes have a chance to use Shadow Blade around a defeated enemy. This is necessary for the samurai. So you can see that it says Shadow Blade. We go, that's now 20% or 10% extra attack damage added to that class, and that's going to be good for us. More damage. So what I like to do is just go look at all the characters, be like, okay, these are the characters I want to use currently. Go do a round or two and see what it is that the characters need to unlock. It does tell you in the actual game, there's like a glossary, which is fantastic, so you don't have to like look and pause and write everything down. So there is a glossary to show you everything that you need, and you use that. When harvesting minerals, summon a golem to fight alongside you for 60 seconds. We'll do the Shadow Blade first. Seems to be a bit better. That's more on killing stuff, not harvesting minerals. And then I found these rituals, or whatever you want to call them, the monster raids, sorry, the rituals, are actually very, very good for leveling up your character. So if you can kill things like super quickly in these monster raids, you're going to get so much XP from them. So, I mean, you can see there already we leveled up 1.5 times nearly from it. Actually more, because we caught a lot of those monsters right at the end from it. So you get a lot of levels from the monster raids. Don't be scared to fight in them. Definitely gives me this old school like Final Fantasy vibe to the game, which is really, really awesome. Okay, we leveled up again. We get Shuriken over here now. Sense and Inspire heroes have 80% chance to use Shuriken around the defeated target. So again, you can see at the top there, the Ninja, the Knight, and the Berserk. If I hover over it, you can see, sorry, the Rune Knight, yeah. So you can see it hovers over that part of them, and those are the characters. I'm going to take it and not level up the Valiant Hammer, just because we then have it. So in case we skip the level threshold, we might not find it again, and we need it for one of our characters. So I'd rather take the 10% increased damage than the Valiant Hammer effect being on a lower cooldown or whatever the case may be. So as long as we have the hammer, we'll see its levels. Okay, Shuriken again. These guys explode, so you don't want to stand next to them. They are actually very dangerous. I think I've died to them a good amount of times. Here's another treasure chest. But things are just dying like there's no tomorrow. And now you can see the next boss, 60 HP, 60 life, 60 life bars, I guess. Not 60 HP, it's not like we're doing 1 damage each time we smack them. And now they've introduced enemies that have laser beams. Okay, I'm not actually in a good spot because there is a lot for us to walk into that's stopping us from moving. We did harvest something there, so we should have got a Gallant Warrior, but I don't see any. So I'm not sure how that works. Don't know how we didn't get hit there, but we never, so can't complain. There is a chest here, we'll go and grab that. I can't move for some awful reason. Who puts a crystal there in the middle of nowhere, honestly? I do just want to get a master class. Come on. Yo, let's go. He got destroyed. And we get a Ring of Faith. When HP is below 50%, attack plus 10%, and all hero skill cooldown is reduced by 10%. This is actually needed for one of the characters that we never got. So it's needed for the Hermit. And we never got them, we got the Summoner, so that's really bad. But again, it's one of those ones that you only get once, because I wanted it for the Hermit, and this round we didn't get it, so a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Alright, Valiant Hammer. And I think next level, or I think level 45, maybe 40 to 45, we get new equipment, treasures and stuff. But we'll see now when we level up. We're nearly there. And you can see we're already on 13,000 of this stuff. You do get more from finishing or living for so long and stuff like that as well. So just because it says that's how much we're getting, we'll actually get a lot more once we die. Hopefully we don't die. Hopefully we can actually beat this. But there's a Guardian key. When opening chests, summon a Vault Guardian to fight alongside you. You can see we need the Guardian key. Who was the one that needs it? There we go. The Rune Knight needs it. So we go and grab that. Again, now it's got to do with opening chests. Not that... I mean, we don't have any of the stuff that makes it so chests spawn more often or anything like that. But we could have taken it. It makes sense to get that kind of stuff now. Okay, we use a Guardian's key with this build. Maybe getting more chest spawning is a good idea. So these are things to think about when you're building your team, or thinking of how you want to build it in the before you go into a run. You just need to find the right seed that's going to have all those classes. But I'm sure in the Steam community they've probably already got like so many not a spreadsheet, but maybe there's a guide with the specific seed numbers that will give you specific characters on as you level up and save the villages or get access to them. Okay, we need Graham as well. Graham is for who? Where's the sword? There's Graham. So now we can see we've got the Rune Knight. This is the one we were supposed to go into. So the Rune Knight's ability was that, actually I can show you the leadership skill when we've leveled up. So the Rune Knight's level was that we get increased HP, our physical attack goes up, and we get reduced cooldown reduction. Now that we've actually got his masterclass, we can have this all the time, even without them being our main character. So I'm actually going to skip to the, not the summoner, the summoner, and we should actually go to the summoner, but we'll wait for the summoner to be the masterclass as well. So we'll still get the max HP and everything, and all those bonuses that you otherwise would have if the knight was our, you know, leader, which is really cool. And now the samurai, you can see that purple beam, that is our attack, which causes bleed on the enemy as well. I don't think I've beaten this boss. I think last time we landed up in a situation like this, I died. I'm not actually on focus mode. We just turned focus mode on. The Guardian key, we can just level that up again. Man, I just got to move away from it rather than try and dodge into the actual crosses, because it seems that just more and more keep spawning on top of each other and there's no escaping it. So if we just get out of it completely, where we don't have to then dodge for our life, which doesn't really help over here because we just got like a kill squad happening. Oh man, that was rough. Okay. We just didn't kill him soon enough. But that's the game. As you can see now, it says you were defeated. We lasted for 20 minutes. We get 245. We get 1,758 for the final score. Gold collected and your seeds collected as well. Let's go and take a look at some of the stuff that we mentioned during the video. So if we go to the upgrades and we go to heroes, there's a whole bunch of them that you can go and get, like this weird and wonderful stuff: marionettes, servants, cats, trainers, illustrators. There's even a gamer somewhere, which I have unlocked. There's a gamer, pretty funny. So there's a whole lot of characters. There's the encounters that we spoke about, quests. I don't know what the mercenary camp is or what it is. There is the party enhancements, so there's HP, physical attack, critical rate, cooldown, all this juicy stuff. You can increase your gold, renewal seed, and gem drop rate. You can get different party formations, so arrowhead, row, and circle. There's magnet, a lantern, field hazard damage reduction. Maybe that's something I need to get, so we take less damage. Maybe that's what we'll put points into in the future. But then there's also the treasures, and it shows you that this treasure you can only get obtainable from level 1 to 15. So it does show you, then it's from level 5 to 20, then from 11 to 25, and you have to unlock all of them or certain ones, and then you get them from like from 11 to 25, 21 to 30, and so on and so forth. It just keeps going up: 21 to 35, 25 to 40, 31 to 45, and so on and so forth. It keeps going and going and going, and eventually you need some of these that, I believe we mentioned Mighty Horn in there. There's level 45 to 60, Majolna level 45 to 60, and those help you get those master classes that you are looking for, like the Megaphone 51 to 60. So getting that character to master class, you have to be level 50 in game to get it. And then there's things like the apple, the bacon, and the bread over here, which you can get. You get a compass, which is a chance for chests to spawn more, and a whole lot of all of this beautiful stuff that we saw while we were playing. Again, there's things like this one, which we used the Magen Jord, which was the melee attack instance +1. You get it for projectile as well as casts. So I am actually going to buy these because maybe in the future we'll do a cast and a projectile build and see from there. There's after taking damage, you do this, and beautiful things like that. So a whole lot of different options, a whole lot of different rings as well that do different things. We've got one here, adds instance of heroes +1 legendary skills. That's actually a weapon skill, sorry. Elemental, and then there should be one for summon. there should be more, but I only see the 3 of there. But cool. And then there's a whole lot. When you survive Ragnarok for 15 seconds, summon a Valkyrie to heal your party. I have no idea what a Ragnarok is. And then we've got these Philosopher Mighty Stones and so on and so forth over there. Pretty cheap for them as well. But that was that. That's the treasure, that's the heroes, the encounters, and so on and so forth. You can check the appendix, you can click on the heroes, and then it tells you what they need for that hero to get their master class unlocked as well. How many times you've used them, how many times you've reached master class with them, and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.